So dear friends, today we will learn about job description and job specification. In the previous class, we have learnt about job analysis and job design. So with the help of job analysis, we can identify what are the qualifications required, what are the tasks to be performed, how it has to be performed, when a particular task has to be performed, where it has to be performed. Everything we can find out with the help of job analysis. And after job analysis is over, as explained in the previous class, job design will be done, which is of recent origin, as mentioned. And job description is the immediate output of job analysis. See, description means it is a word derived from describing, describe. So in job description, everything will be provided in a documentary form about a particular job. So let us take, for example, a job has to be performed, and what are the responsibilities that are to be assigned in that particular job? What are the requirements? What are the duties of an employee who has to perform a particular job? Everything will be given in job description. In job analysis, we will identify. Job design, we will prepare a structure, and job description, we will provide a written record of the duties, responsibilities, requirements of a particular job. So it is concerned with the job itself and not with the job holders. So it is not related to employees in particular. So whoever is performing a particular job, it is concerned with them more or less. Okay, so it is a statement describing the job in such term as its title means. What is the title of the job holder? Means, let us take, for example, you take the case of college: lecturer, sweeper, attender, assistant professor, associate professor, professor, principal, dean, like that. So you take the case of any factory: a sweeper, attender, foreman, senior assistant, junior assistant, lineman. Several things will be there. So it is more or less related to the job, describing a particular job. So it's a title, location, where a particular individual is expected to perform the job, what are his or her duties, working conditions, in what type of conditions he has to work or she has to work, and hazards. Hazards means dangerous incidents that may take place in a particular job environment. So what are the threats? That all those things will be given. Suppose if you take the case of Singareni Collieries company. So if a coal worker goes into the deep into the earth, something may fall on his head. So that is why they in order to cope from those kinds of hazards, they will be provided helmets, that too with lights. So that is an example. So based on job description, the management will provide certain equipment to the employees, to the job holders, so that no threat will be there for the employees who are performing certain tasks. Okay. Now these are the two definitions which are given by persons who are involved with human resource management. See, Flippo defined job description as: a job description is an organized, factual statement of duties and responsibilities of a specific job. In brief, it should tell what is to be done, how it is done by, and why it is to be done. It is a standard of function in that defines the appropriate and authorized content of a job. So how it is to be done, why it is to be done, when it is to be done, what actually has to be done, everything will be given in a written record with the help of job description. Coming to figures and Myers, job description is a pertinent picture in writing. See, that is important. In writing, it is a written document It is a written statement in writing of the organizational relationships, responsibilities, and specific duties that constitutes a given job or position. It defines a scope of responsibility and continuing work assignments that are sufficiently different from that of other jobs to warrant a specific title. So these two definitions more or less agree with. A job description is a written statement regarding a particular job, when it has to be performed, when a particular task has to be performed, why, where, how, what are the qualifications minimum that are to be possessed by the prospective job holders. So all these things will be given in a written statement in job description. These are the various components that we normally find in job description. Job identification, normally the name of the job, what is the name that is to be given to a job. Job summary, what are the things that are associated with a particular job. Okay, duties and responsibilities, what are the duties that have to be performed by an individual. Supervision, suppose in a particular job supervisor post is there, how many persons he has to supervise. See here, here is an individual is there, he has to supervise how many candidates, how many employees he has to supervise will be given in job description. So relation to other jobs, so one supervisor in a purchase department in a particular factory, purchase department is there, sales department is there, accounts department is there. So purchase department personnel, how they are going to enjoy relations with other job holders in the organization, that is to be mentioned in a job description. What are the machines, tools, and equipment that are required in a particular job? Working conditions, under what working conditions an employee or a job holder is expected to perform a particular task, that will be given. Social environment, in which kind of society they are going to work. Not only that, in what kind of cultural conditions an employee has to perform his duty. Everything will be written clearly, written in job description. So not the generally these things are going to be included. Not only that those that are mentioned earlier, but these are going to be mentioned clearly in job description. Job grading and classification, transfers and promotion. When an employee will get promotion in the particular job, when he is going to be transferred, what is the minimum service that is required to transfer, or that what is the maximum time period duration a particular individual is going to work in a particular place will be clearly mentioned. Adjustments of grievances, grievances means any sufferings, any problems. If an individual has, the individual how to redress those grievances, whom he or she has to consult, that will be defined in job description. Establishing a common understanding of a job between employers and employees. See how, see in any organization there will be, normally there will be a conflict between employers and employees. In case of any conflict, how to resolve that conflict, what are the common points of understanding in a job between employers and employees will be given. Investigation accidents, so in case where are the chances of probable accidents in factories or in offices, how to cope up with them, everything will be given. Indicating faulty work procedures or duplication of papers. See, in certain offices it happens that duplication of work will take place, or faulty work may take place in some offices. So how to get away from a fault kind of work, how to be efficient and effective in a proper work environment will be given. And maintaining, operating, and adjusting machinery. In case of if an individual is working in factory or a production department, how to operate machinery, how to maintain machinery, how to adjust machinery, how to fit machinery, everything will be given. Time and motion studies, say particular job, in how much time it has to be performed, in how many movements the employee is expected to perform a particular job will be given. So defining the limits of authority, just like in the previous section we have learnt supervision, how many employees an individual will have to supervise in a particular job. So here in authority, the limits will be defined of a particular employee. What is the limit of his authority will be given. So time and motion studies, I will come back to it once. So suppose you have to write an examination. So the university or the concerned authorities will decide how much time is required to write an examination. So similarly, in factories also, most importantly in the production units, how much time is required to produce a particular unit of an item will be decided in advance. That will be shown in job description. And indicating case of personal merit, what are the conditions, studies of health and fatigue. See, how to protect health in a particular condition, how to be away from fatigue conditions. Fatigue means, see, it is just nothing but tiresomeness. So in case of fatigue, how to get away with it, all those things will be mentioned. Scientific guidance. Sometimes in an organization we require guidance, counseling services. So where to go, how to whom we have to approach, everything will be mentioned. Determining jobs suitable for occupational therapy. See, sometimes physiotherapy, it is a common term, physiotherapy, you must have heard. Similarly, when you are occupied with a particular job, you may require certain consultancy services, certain therapeutical services. So if you perform particular job, what is the suitable therapy, occupational therapy you have to take? That will be provided in job description. Providing hiring specifications. Suppose if we are unable to perform that particular job, so to whom we have to hire those services. Hire means we have to pay a certain amount. They will perform on behalf of us. Providing performance indicators. So in order to make a comparison of the performance indicators will be mentioned. So all these things are going to be mentioned in job description. All these will be clearly mentioned in job description. Coming to job specification. So we have discussed job analysis, job design in our previous classes. In this class, we have discussed job description. And now we will discuss job specification. What is job specification? This specific means in particular. So after job analysis is done, after job design is over, and after performing job description, and we will come to know about job specification. So in any particular job, in any job you take the case, you take case of any job, you have to provide certain minimum acceptable qualifications. Suppose in a college, a clerk is there. What is his minimum qualification required? There may be 10th pass or intermediate pass or degree pass or PG. Or if take the case of a degree college lecturer, what is his minimum qualification? Any PG post graduation or net qualification, national eligibility test or state eligibility test or a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, all those things will be mentioned. So that mentioning of minimum acceptable qualifications is known as job specification. Specifically, particularly, we are going to mention what are the minimum qualifications required. Okay, based on the information acquired through job analysis, the job specification identifies the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed to do the job effectively. See, as you have already mentioned, job analysis we are going to perform. Based on that, job design you are going to do, and job description, whatever you have performed in job analysis and job design, you are going to describe in writing. You are going to give in a written statement. You are going to give a written statement, that is job design. And From job design, you are going to give job description, that which is a written statement, written document, and it will lead to job specification. Specification is nothing but specify, means particularly we are going to mention what are the minimum qualifications required to perform a particular job. Now, identified in the job specification should perform the job more effectively than individuals lacking these personal characteristics. What does it imply? Means those minimum qualifications, if the individuals possess, they have a probability, they have a chance of performing more effectively that particular job than those who do not possess those qualifications. If a degree college lecturer possesses national eligibility test certificate or a state eligibility test certificate, there are chances of his teaching excellently as compared to that of those persons who are less qualified. That is what we mean by saying job specification. As we are doing in every terminology, we are considering at least 2 or 3 definitions. According to Dale Yoder, job specification as such, a summary properly described is thus a specialized job description, emphasizing personal requirement. See, if you try to understand the spelling properly, it is different from NAL. PERSONNEL means group of persons. Whereas here, personal means it belongs to a particular individual. It is related to a particular individual. PERSONAL. Personal means it is my personal opinion, means it belongs to me only. Whereas personal, number of personal required to perform a particular job means number of persons required to perform that particular task. So emphasizing personal requirement and designed especially to facilitate selection and placement. So in order to provide a basis for selection and placing the employees in the organization, we require job specification. So coming to Filippo, he has defined job specification as a statement of the minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job properly. It is a standard of personnel and designates the qualities required for acceptable performance. So these are the 2 definitions. No, in job specification, normally we will find all these things. Physical characteristics. What are the physical characteristics that are required? These include health, strength, endurance, age, height, weight, vision. How much vision? Suppose you take the case of a railway driver is there or a bus driver is there. Their eyesight should be so high, very good, so that accidents will be minimal. So that is the reason. So voice, suppose a lecturer is there. When while choosing a lecturer, they will test the voice, how whether his voice is audible to the students or not. We are going to test. So eye, hand and foot coordination, hand and foot coordination. In basically in factories, in skilled jobs, these are required. And motor coordination. Motor means movement, movement coordination. How it is there, movement in legs. Color discrimination. See, similarly, color discrimination. Whether they are able to identify colors properly or not. Whether they are going to, whether they are able to distinguish between colors or not. That is going to be tested. So these are all physical characteristics. Now, psychological and social characteristics such as emotional stability, flexibility, decision-making ability, analytical view, mental ability, pleasing manners, initiative, conversational ability, all these things come under psychological and social characteristics. And mental characteristics such as general intelligence, memory, judgment, ability to concentrate, foresight. Foresight means thinking in advance. So all these mental characteristics will be mentioned in job specification. Coming to personal characteristics such as sex, education. See now here you can see the difference PERSONAL. In the previous slide we have seen PERSONAL. There is a group of persons. Here, personal means it belongs to a particular individual, such as sex, education, male or female, education, family background, job, experience, hobbies, extracurricular activities, etc. All these things will be included in personal characteristics. So, physical, psychological, mental, personal characteristics, all these are going to be clearly specified in job specification. So this is what we mean by saying job specification. I hope you understood job description and job specification. See, job description is a written statement of various duties, responsibilities, and requirements of a particular job. What, where, when, why, how, all these, if they are described in a written document, that is job description. Coming to job specification, it is a document in which minimum acceptable qualifications to perform a particular job are mentioned in that particular document. That document is job specification. Thank you very much, dear students. So, till now we have learned human resource management concepts such as job description and job specification. We will meet in the next class.